Ventilation, often overlooked and underappreciated, is an essential aspect of indoor spaces that significantly impacts on our health, comfort, and overall well-being. Proper ventilation ensures a continuous flow of fresh air while expelling pollutants, odors, and excess moisture. Conversely, poor ventilation can lead to a myriad of adverse effects that affect both individuals and the environment. I am Phoebe Onwabwije. Welcome to House and Health on Housing TV Africa. Today's episode promises to be an educative one as we get to look at the effect of poor ventilation on our health. Before we delve into today's episode, let's go on a commercial break. Stay with us.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the Africa International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back. To kickstart the program, here's a short documentary on poor ventilation, its effects, and possible solutions to a ventilated space. Let's take a listen. Poor ventilation in itself poses a lot of health challenges to human health. The impacts that poor ventilation can have on our health is not limited to physical conditions, but can be draining on our mental health and well-being too. Although long-term exposure can induce chronic respiratory problems like asthma and bronchitis, it is important not to ignore the mental effects. When pollutants get trapped in the air, combined with fluctuating temperatures and humidity, the environment can become very uncomfortable to work and live in. Residents and visitors may struggle to breathe due to the warm, dense air, and some may even worry about inhaling pollutants, which can cause stress and anxiety. These conditions can also cause condensation and mold growth, which can lead to allergic reactions and other health issues.
When the city is getting too loud, you need a home. Home is love, peace, and tranquility. Home is Housing TV Africa. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Educative documentary there, I must say. The effects of poor ventilation extends far beyond stuffy rooms and discomfort, reaching into the very core of our own health, well-being, and environment. Moving on, a lot of questions come to mind when talking about poor ventilation. Questions like, how can you be able to detect a space that is not well ventilated? How can you keep your home ventilated? What safety measures can we take against the effects of poor ventilation? And so many other important questions. Housing TV was on the streets of Abuja as citizens share their thoughts on the effects of poor ventilation on human health. Let's take a listen.
There are so many ways you could detect houses that are not well ventilated. are surrounding us here in this environment. You are seeing it that these are houses that are not well ventilated because of the nature of the building, the way they are built, because there's no plan for it. And surrounding us, we have a lot of debts surrounding us. That is to tell you what is inside, what is within the house, the building itself. So around us here, you are seeing that we have a lot of houses that are not well ventilated because of the way they are built and the surrounding. The best way we could keep our house ventilated in the first instances is, first of all, we need to deal with our surrounding. Our surrounding need to be well cleaned, need to be well ventilated. From there, they have to do something like sensitization, educating people the needs for that, for a well-ventilated environment, because it keeps you out of sickness. One of the things that you need to know that a house is not well ventilated is that you discover that many children around us are having diseases. It means you can contact a lot of things, even from their various homes. It means these are signs that your house are not well ventilated. You contact a lot of diseases. And this is what you see in an environment like this. And this is what we are in for it today.
The majority house that doesn't dey here, if you enter, immediately if you enter, you go see say no any ventilation. Because person you build house for here, and then the other one you come build house for here. It be road to fast, you dey as it be. So how just you go see any ventilation? Most especially during me here, that just I dey. Like if you go down here, you go see many houses are just, even you, they not even ask you self. You go see say no any ventilation, that just see dey. Now so then they build their house. So if you say just government they go come check, come help people, and you go better self. Because even you talk to these people, nothing concern them, because waiting they for their mind, for their money, make them collect their house rent. Now waiting just they know. So no any ventilation that doesn't they here.
I make sure I sweep it most time morning and evening, or maybe roughly 3 times in a day, or maybe 4 to 6 times a week. I don't keep damp clothes in my room. I make sure every clothes going in, it's either they are dried or ironed. I have a damp basket beside so that it doesn't bring in bad smell. My windows are always open. My curtains are neat, and sometimes the smell of the room depends on the kind of things you keep in it. So I avoid anything damp in my room.
Poor ventilation, it can cause diseases. You get spa. And it can, diseases will lead to unhealthy growth. You get like malarias. When you don't ventilate your house, it's open to mosquitoes, rats, cockroaches, and those things are harmful to our food. You get. So normally, poor ventilation is not something we should take ease with. Cleaning my home regularly, at least once or twice in a day. And then washing my dishes, keeping everything clean. Then sometimes fumigations do help too.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
We've heard the citizens of Abuja, Nigeria, share with us their thoughts of poor ventilation and the impact it has on human health. As health specialist, pharmacist Ortega of Maitama District Hospital, Abuja, shares some professional insights. Stay with us.
For us to understand what poor ventilation is, it is good for us to know what ventilation is in the first instance. Ventilation has to do with when there is adequate movement and supply of air from within outdoor and indoor spaces. So poor ventilation is a situation whereby there's inadequate flow or movement of fresh air within outdoor and indoor spaces, and this leads to accumulation of what we call pollutants in the air, and this could constitute a risk to individuals in that area. In a home setting, there could be a number of challenges, and individuals differ in terms of how they respond to issues like this. For example, there could be what we call respiratory issues. When looking at respiratory issues, we're looking at likelihood of people to be able to have some allergies and come down with conditions like asthma. We're also looking at cognitive impairments. When looking at cognitive impairment, we're looking at people being unable to carry out analytical jobs easily. Then we're also looking at other areas like tiredness. There could be fatigue, there could be headaches, and these are some of the areas where poor ventilation can affect individuals. Well, for me, I would say for safety measures, I would like to classify them into natural and mechanical measures. For natural measures, I would just say things like going into building the space or the house in the first place. You have to look at the windows, their location, their sizes, and things that allow for natural elements like wind flow and position of those are areas. Then for the mechanical, I'll look at having things like research or some form of inputs in terms